Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. No, we're not there yet. Everybody, and welcome to our live expo from our studio in Pretoria. I would like to introduce myself. I'm Willie. This is my wingman today. This is Rudy. Rudy, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Willie.
My wingman on the outside is Shaul. He will be handling all the questions. Any concerns you might have, any questions that you might have, please drop them in the comment block and Shaul will answer you. And then firstly, I would like to welcome a very special guest. I'm actually surprised to see Alan all the way from the United States. Thanks a lot for joining us. I do appreciate you coming. Thanks a lot. Guys, yes, yet again, welcome and thank you for your time. I do have a couple of more VIP guests that I will introduce to you guys later. So what we will do today is, Rudy, we will be discussing our Extreme Smart Tank Extreme, which is our ultimate flagship product, which has been installed all over the world as well as South Africa. So Rudy, without any further ado, can you please take us to the presentation?
All right, let's get it started. Thanks, Billy.
We've got no audio, just click on our audio there.
All right, starting now. There we go.
Okay, welcome yet again. So this is our flagship product. This is our Smart Tank Extreme. And let me run you through the entire process, how it works, what a tank can do for you, all the pros and everything that you need to know. So Aquadam, we are here to help you save more water for future generations. Guys, sorry for the delay in the presentation. We are experiencing a little bit of internet problems. We're also experiencing load shedding currently. So if there's any issues, please excuse us, but we will do the best we can. So Aquadam has been helping and serving customers all over the world since 1992. And I would like to take you through the Smart Tank, information you need to know regarding our Smart Tank Extreme. Smart Tank Extreme. What is a Smart Tank Extreme? Key features, the characteristics of our Smart Tank Extreme, our design specifications, as well as applications, and a couple of more issues that we are going to discuss today. So the Smart Tank, what is a Smart Tank Extreme? The Smart Tank Extreme is a custom-built Zincalume steel corrugated tank, engineered designed to each customer's needs and specifications. The Smart Tank Extreme is designed to withstand high wind speeds and is robust for our South Africa harsh climate conditions. The Smart Tank Extreme is fitted with the latest geomembrane technology liner to store liquids and keeping the liquids safe for human and animal consumption. Features and benefits, the characteristics of our Smart Tank Extreme. It's a modular steel bolted tank. That's the feature. The benefit, tanks can be relocated anywhere. Design lifespan of over 50 years. 20 years worry-free pro rata warranty. Flat packed and easily transportable. Tanks can be sent to extreme remote sites anywhere in the world. Minimum maintenance required. Our tanks has been designed to actually have no maintenance, so there's no need for annual maintenance. It's a corrugated profile, which makes it the strongest profile of any tank on the market, and I will discuss this a little bit later why I have this statement.
So, Billy, just a question on that. You say the tank has a design life of over 50 years, and it's a modular steel bolted tank, but can you tell us a little bit more about the steel sheets that are used for this tank?
Yeah, sure, Rudy. Thanks for the question. For our Extreme tank, we use a Zincalume tank material with a PVC liner. So we have various types of liners as well, but for the tank material, it is a Zincalume. That is a mixture of zinc, aluminium, and silicone.
I see. And so that's the actual shell of the tank, is a Zincalume shell.
That's the actual shell of the tank, yes. Okay, let's move along. Our design specifications. Our Smart Tank Extreme are designed to the highest international standards. AWWA, which is the American Water Works Association, SANS 10160-3, SANS 282-004. So SANS 10160 is the wind speeds, and SANS 282 is the bending schedules of all the steel that we use, and the ASNZ 420, that is the potable liner that we use in our tanks. Applications. Can I just please get a thumbs up from everybody in the room that's got a camera if you guys are following us and you can all see us clearly? Thanks, guys. So the applications, where can our Smart Tank Extreme be used? Now this is going to be quite interesting to see one tank, how many applications it can be used for. Most common one is a potable water storage tank. Rapid deployment tanks. It can be installed in very remote sites, rural area sites, settlement tanks, septic tanks, stock and poultry tanks, stormwater retention basins, township development tanks, agricultural tanks, mining water tanks, aquaculture tanks, clear water tanks, domestic water tanks, filtration tanks, fire water tanks, forestry tanks, frac water tanks, grey water tanks, holiday resort tanks, industrial tanks, and irrigation tanks. There is also a lot of other applications. This is just a few to mention, but they can be used for other applications as well.
I believe it goes more to do with the actual liner that you use for your tank, Willie. That's 99% of the time how you can determine a different application, if you can use various different kind of liners for your tank as well.
Yes, really, like I said in the previous slide, it is custom built to each customer specification. Yeah. So we design on a standard basis. According to our engineer design, we design for potable water. So then that will give you a 720 micron potable PVC liner. If there's other applications, we can use other liners as well. We just need to know your specific design or your project, and then we can design accordingly.
You'll need some info like the pH and the SG value of what will be stored in that tank and see if we can get a suitable application for it.
Yeah, so basically what we need, if it's not potable water, you're correct, Rudy, we will need your design, meaning your pH, your SG, that stands for specific gravity, as well as the temperature of the fluid that will be stored inside the tank. And according to your information, we can design something special for you or custom design for you.
Sounds great.
Thanks. Let's move along. Here's a couple of our Smart Tank Extremes that has been installed over the last couple of years. These are quite recent photos. So guys, please enjoy these tanks. These tanks has been installed all over South Africa. There's some at malls, some at mines, as the specific one that you can see now. So the applications is actually quite in it. This was actually on a farm, that specific one that is shown there. This was also done on a farm. So really, I believe these tanks are quite impressive, don't you think?
I do. And yeah, we've got literally hundreds of photos that we can share of sites that we've installed our tanks, and we're pretty proud of them at the moment. The profile that we got, I think, is just a beautiful tank.
Definitely we are, so we are. Okay, let's move along. So there's a couple of more items that I would like to discuss with you. Some useful information. Tank capacities, that will give you more or less an idea of minimum and maximum volumes that you can store. Tank material, the elements of the tank, the connections, the nozzle options. So you will see as we go through, I will also mention that you can choose your specific size of nozzle, as well as the quantities according to your specific design. Sorry for the delay there, guys. So the tank capacities, our minimum height is 2.1 meters. The maximum height of our extreme tanks is 9.02 meters. So you can't see there, but yeah. Your minimum diameter, 2.99 meters, and there's a specific reason why we only start at 2.99 meters diameter. Our maximum diameter is 21.69 meters. Our minimum volume is 13 cubes, which gives you 13,000 liters of storage. Maximum volume storage is 3,235 cubic meters in a single tank. That is 3.2 million liters in a single tank. I think that's impressive.
That's an ocean.
That's half an ocean, but yeah, it's big. So the tank material, the Smart Tank Extreme is manufactured from the following materials, and this is always a question, what a tank is made of. Now, there's lots of people that see the corrugated profile, and then they think this is a normal zinc roof that comes on top of a warehouse or whatever, and that is actually not the case at all. So the tank material, really like you asked a little back, it's G300 Zincalume tank material that we use. We only use grade 8.8 HDG, that's hot dip galvanized bolts, nuts and washers. This is the 750 gram potable water liner that I referred to earlier. This is the standard that we do in all our extreme tanks for potable water. If there's another application, we will design accordingly. Our roof trusses and ladders are galvanized, hot dip galvanized. We use Zincalume roof sheets. And our flanges, we use galvanized Sans 113 flanges and partner. This is according to the standard regulations in the industry that must be used. So now we're going to look at some of the tank connections. The one you see on top there by the arrow, that is an inlet nozzle, typical sizes ranging from 50 millimeter up to 200 millimeter. We can go bigger, but then it is just an extra design, but it can be done. At the bottom, you will see this is a typical outlet. Again, sizes ranging from 50 millimeter up to 400 millimeter. And we can as well do vortex inhibitors or any other kind of outlet that you need for your specific project, depending on, again, your need and your project.
Can we provide different table flanges as well? From table D, which is a standard?
Yes, really, for sure we can. Standard in the industry and the market is table D. There's some customers that design to table 1000 as well as to table 1600, again depending on their specific need and their specific project. But yes, we can do that as well. You guys will also see at the inlet, I could only get these two in. To fit all the nozzles in is actually quite a difficult task. So the inlet and the overflow looks mainly the same, but with different purposes. So this is how the Smart Tank Extreme is manufactured. The following pictures is just a glimpse of how it's made. And then from there, I will take you to bigger pictures and explain a little bit more. So to give you a better understanding of the actual insides of the tank as well as the company and how it's made. Like you know the story on the TV how it's made, I'm going to show how it's made. Like I said, the specific picture, this is how we receive our tank material. Now that is the Zincalume sheet. So we receive a flat sheet from our supplier, and then the entire exciting process starts. And this is our CNC machine where we do precision cutting, yet again according to our engineer design program, as well as your specific design according to your project. This is where the magic happens, and this is where we corrugate or actually profile our tank sheet that you just saw as a flat sheet. This machine is our roll former. This is how we curve our tank to the specific design, diameter and radius for each specific order. Yeah. So you've seen the flat sheet, and this is what the sheet looks like after it is through the entire process. I'm not going to give away everything. It's just not necessary, but for you to see, and you can see in this picture, there is more than just 7 or 8 corrugations in this specific tank. So this is not a roof sheet. I repeat, this is not a roof sheet. This is the only tank, the only machine in the world that can make this specific profile.
Tell me, Willie, with regards to that, I believe that the corrugation also plays a factor in the strength of the tank and the durability of your tank as well. Is that true?
Yes, really, that is the truth that you can get to any truth. A flat sheet is not as stable as what a profile sheet is. So we have exact inwards and outward profile to make this sheet the strongest sheet available on the market. To give you an example, I will actually indulge you guys with a picture if you need one. We have a couple of years ago taken this profile of this tank, and we took one of our installation vehicles. It's a double cab Ford Ranger, 3.2, so it's kind of a heavy bucky. And we actually took that bucky and we drove it on top of the sheets to see how strong this profile is. And the bucky stood on top of the 2 sheets. So that in itself is massively impressive.
Wonderful, man.
You will not be able to get that right with any other profile tank on the market. Okay, and here's your tank ready for shipment. So we check each tank 3 times before it goes out our factory. And then once it comes from site, it gets checked again before we do the installation to give you your 20-year pro rata warranty. Okay, guys, this is more or less about it, just to prickle your interest. If you want to get in contact with me, you are more than welcome to drop me a mail, willie@aquadam.co.za. Visit our website, aquadam.co.za. And also, please like our Facebook page. We are active on Facebook, and this is where you will see all our events. This is a weekly event that we host every week. Thursday, 3 p.m. We are hosting a different product. Okay, so I just want to give you some food for thought. We are currently going into water crisis in South Africa. It's not a new thing, and it's not coming in 10 years. We are now upon it. So if you don't store water, if you have no water, you have no life. Water is life.
And on that, Willie, you know, every expert that I've spoken to dealing with this water issue at the moment, the people out there are worried, you know, about the water supply in South Africa. So I think storage is going to be the way forward to store your own water and to treat your own water eventually. And that's just something to keep in mind there.
Really,
my 2 cents.
that is definitely for sure. The guys that is not taking this seriously to start storing water, I think must have a real look at life and see what is actually happening in South Africa. So that is where we come in. We can assist you with storing volumes from 1,500 litre, our smallest home tank range. With this specific extreme range, we can go up to 3.2 million litres. And then we also have a range called our Rhino tank. That is our epoxy tank, which will be shown next week. That is our Expo for next week. And that tank can store up to 5 million litres of water in a single tank. So it's not needed for you as a normal person to store that much, but to think about your company, well-being, to store water for your future. And that is where we're coming. We help you. We help you to store water for your future and our future generations. That's what we do.
Oh, that's great, Billy.
And then I would like to thank you for making time today, taking time out of your busy schedule in joining us today. And if there's any questions, please do leave them. We will go to Zoom now and we will answer questions. And then we have I just want to give you a final slide to look at. We've got some very nice lockdown payment terms on all orders greater than 500,000 Rand. Now we know times are tough. Everybody is in a difficult situation. So we want to help you. And this is actually like some kind of a finance option that we can give you to assist you with your project. So like it says on the slide, 25% payment deposit on order, 25% payment 30 days after your deposit payment, 25% payment 30 days after your second payment, and then your final payment 30 days after your third payment, and your guarantees your tank. Really, this is it for my presentation. Can you please take us live to our Zoom room again?
All right, let's do it. Okay.
There we go, guys. Again, welcome back, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I hope it was insightful information for you guys that you can take forward, and that you would really get in touch with us to assist you. I can also, before we go to our VIP guests in the room today, I would first like to give an example. Willem actually phoned me just before we started this expo, and he was looking for either a single 1 million liter tank or two 500,000 liter tanks, and I invited him to come and join today. And Willem, if you don't mind, can you please, if you can put on your camera, if you do, and your mic, and just please give us an insight on how you experienced this expo today.
Oh, Willie, ja, nee, ek waardeer jou tyd. Dankie, dit is great. Ek weet wat myself kan sien so nie. Ek het so 'n bietjie laat gekom, maar ek dink julle produk is stunning. Ek dink dit is definitief iets wat vir ons gaan werk. So ek wag net vir jou kwotasie en dan vat ons dit van daar verder.
Fantasties, Willem. Ek waardeer dat jy ons gejoin het vandag, en it's like, Rob, I'm sorry for you sitting there in the States not understanding our Afrikaans. I just need to give Willem his answer in Afrikaans. Willem, baie dankie dat jy ons gejoin het, en ek gaan vir jou kwotasie vir jou vandag nog stuur voordat die son gaan sak, en ek hoop ek kan binnekort vir jou kom kuier, en dan kan ons sommer alles klaar maak, vasmaak, en ons kan binnekort begin by julle.
Ja, nee, gaaf, dankie Willie, thanks man.
Fantasties, ek waardeer. Okay, en
we have him on camera saying that now, so I guess.
Ja, so, Willem, jy het klaar gekommit op camera, jou order is geteken voordat jy jou kwotasie gekry het. Great, ek waardeer dit. Alright guys, and then our VIP guest for today, I want to ask Mark Davis. His ID says E7240. Mark, thank you for joining us. Mark is from Water Pump Services. We have been doing business with Mark for the last, I would say, Mark, 7-8 years. And if you can just please give us a couple of words out of your own mouth, your experience with Aquadam, with our products, and with your projects as such. Mark, the floor is yours.
You guys are very adaptable. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. If you can just please speak a little bit louder, Mark.
I said you guys are very adaptable and accommodating. And yeah, it's been lekker working with you, Oaks. Hello?
Yes, Mark, I can hear you.
Sorry, I've got also internet trouble here.
Okay, Mark, no problem. Thanks a lot. I would just like to add that we have done a couple of projects with Water Pump Services and Mark, with a couple of a big developer in South Africa. But we've done a couple of their molds, their water tanks, their fire tanks, as well as some sewage projects as well with Mark. And then I think we would like to go over to the chat if there's any questions from anybody in the Zoom room so far. And then all the way from the States, do you have any questions?
I do. First of all, I want to thank you, Willie. And Rudy, it's a pleasure to see you. You made me get up early this morning to get on the webinar with you, but well worth it. Very, very wonderful explanation. I would appreciate it if you could send over the deck from your presentation, because I found additional information not previously discussed with you. I want to add a dimension to what you said about water. And I'll say this with a smile coming from the United States to South Africa. Water is more valuable than diamonds and more valuable than oil right now. We know the situation. In the United States, we have over 5,300 communities, of a population of 330 million, with tainted water, lead in the water, pharmaceuticals in the water. These are municipal services that we expect in the United States, and we're having issues. So it's not just Africa, but the United States is experiencing the same situation. There's a scarcity of water Climate change is not a rumor, as some of our politicians may tell you. I'm sure you've heard that in South Africa from our politicians. It is not a rumor, it's reality. We understand the Navajo, the Native Americans in New Mexico, have a terrible, terrible water shortage. And that's very close to California, Southern California. California has a terrible shortage, and they are relying upon runoff, and they don't have sufficient supplies. So what brings us to you between Panel Built, Green Technology Global, back to Aquadam, we're excited about integrating your large capacity tanks with our water from air units. This is the way to do it, fully independent of any infrastructure, water created from the atmosphere, just from the air. And that's the best way to go moving into the future. Desalination is not good because it creates an iodine deficiency and kidney failure. So we understand desalination is a necessity where it is used right now, but we think we're calling this a 21st century technology. It's really phenomenal to be able to produce water from the atmosphere. And, you know, units, like you said, size-wise, can go from 100 liter per day to 20,000 liter per day. And you can have multiples. So just like your water tanks could be multiples and independent, the same thing is to ensure you have no single point of failure. That is the idea now, to make sure that people are operational. We do have a couple of 10,000 liter units in Johannesburg. I don't have the location. They won't tell me. They told me if they tell me, they have to kill me. But it is being used on a farm. I have not had the opportunity, since I was not involved in that directly, I haven't had the opportunity to introduce you to the people in Johannesburg. But if you look closely, maybe we can find who the end user is. I don't think Johannesburg is that large that you can't find a farm that has two 10,000 liter water from air units. If you talk a little bit and ask around, maybe you'll find him and you can talk to him. But basically, we're very excited about your design. We are working now, to give you a quick update, we're working with the United States Department of State and the United States Department of Commerce, and we are looking to bring some of the technology to Northern Africa. We are in communications with the governments right now. You know, it takes time with the governments, and also you can be well assured that it's a funding issue. So we're looking at multiple sources, USAID, World Bank, Exim Bank, et cetera, have now expressed an interest to get involved to do this, because again, it's an international issue, it's a humanitarian issue. And so with the COVID-19, particularly because people need to wash and have sanitary conditions, we're now talking about having some of the health services take a look at our collective technology, yours and ours, to see what they can do now so that people could have fresh drinking water, quality water that meets or exceeds World Health Organization standards, but to use it simply for sanitation purposes, for washing hands, to make sure that they try to prevent the spread of COVID-19, which is the pandemic that's having everyone work from home, you know, as we see. So I just wanted to use that as a point of introduction. I want to thank you again. It's very good to see you. It's very good to see everybody else on the call today. And I apologize, I'm speaking in American. We left the Brits in 1776. So we've been accused of speaking English, but it's a pleasure to be able to communicate globally. It's a pleasure to be able to communicate via the internet as well. It's really made a difference in terms of the way of doing business moving forward. So thank you again for your time and for the extremely valuable information. I did have one technical question. What are the temperature ranges? And you can give it to me in centigrade or Fahrenheit. What are the temperature ranges for optimum storage for the tank?
Yeah, Alan, on our, first of all, thank you for those nice words. And I can also add that Alan and myself have been working together for, I would say, the last 2 years, doing quotes up and down, especially for massive projects in Africa, far North Africa. And I believe we will value everything after this COVID, and I believe that we will make some good progress up in Africa. Alan, to answer your question, the standard temperature allowance in our potable water liner tank, the 720 that we have mentioned here, I would say we can go to constant, because you must remember it is about minimum temperature, maximum temperature, and constant temperature. So the highest constant temperature that it can handle, I would say we would go to about 30, 36, 38, maybe 40 degrees Celsius on a constant base. And then
Okay.
once it goes up to 50, 60, it will be able to handle it, but you will then just shorten the lifespan of your liner, but it will be able to handle it. And should you need a liner for a higher constant temperature, we can assist with that one. That will then be a special liner for that specific project.
All right, now in the United States, we have temperature variations on the low end, and that affects our production capabilities as well. We can't go below 59 degrees or 15 degrees C, let's say, in terms of being able to extract the moisture from the air. What is the lowest allowable temperature? Because we do get freezing, below freezing in the United States. So for outdoor use of the tank, I need to understand within the parameters of the United States, north to south, where we could put the units outdoors successfully. And we are now examining, excuse me, putting the outdoor units indoors. I'm working with a major academic institution here in Chicago. They have a patented process we're going to be adapting. So we're going to take our large exterior units, we're going to be putting it inside the building. We're going to be maintaining a constant temperature in Fahrenheit of about 85 degrees and a relative humidity of just under 100%. So the ratings that we have for the units, so many liters per day, like I said, the 20,000 liter per day, we would actually be able to overproduce in those conditions and create higher yield inside an enclosure that maintains the heat and creates humidity inside. Think of it as a hothouse in a sense. In terms of another application, because we have been asked about low temperature ranges, which you don't necessarily experience where you are, but maybe other people on the call may be in other temperature regions. So we're trying to look at the ability to have these units operate successfully 24 by 7 by 365 in any of these adverse conditions. So I hadn't had a chance to discuss that with you and bring you up to speed on that, but we are making, so what slowed down the progress a bit was the institution closed down in March. They sent all of the professors home. We're dealing with the chair of the department, and he has certain processes that they used in other environments, and we're adapting it now to, what he said was, well, we have the technology, we didn't have the water production unit. You have the water production unit and you need to do it inside. So, you know, a problem creates a solution. And so we're very excited about what we're going to be doing in a laboratory environment. Obviously, we understand that your tanks are extremely durable, and we want to be protective of them also in the lower temperature range, which may expand out a little bit of your market as well if we could put these inside and still have them serve the same purpose. So put up a structure around it that could create some heat maintenance inside the building without having a large problem with power to generate that heat on a constant basis. Solar is not the, excuse me, solar is not the answer. You know, we need 3 acres. I don't know what that is in hectares, but you can do the translation. We need 3 acres of solar panels just to power one 10,000 liter unit. So that's not a feasible solution. Diesel is not an acceptable solution because of the environment, but we're trying to see possibly nitrogen cells, some kind of durable power source that will be environmentally friendly. And again, wind turbines are great, but you need to have the height, you know, 30 meters or higher, and you need to have some space so that we don't kill the birds. So every technology we have, there's pluses and minuses, but we need to work together cooperatively as we've been doing to try to determine what the best total solution is for the situation. And that's what we're trying to do from an integration perspective, is find the best of breed in each area and bring that consortium to the table. We also have a very large engineering company that does infrastructure, and they're the ones partnering with us for the projects in Africa. They actually make pipe. And so they make pipe in America, they make pipe in China, and they've got an interlocking capability that prevents separation in case you have movement in the earth, earthquake or just shifts or things of this nature. And also they can provide the engineering services. So we've really rounded out our team since I've spoken to you last in terms of all of these particular capabilities. And you know, we're offering that to you also. If you have opportunities with people working with you who want to augment what participation they have with their core competencies, we can certainly round that out with you and create greater opportunities collectively and make it truly a global endeavor.
Yeah, Alan, thanks a lot for that. And just to answer your question and to add on that, our liners can handle minuses up into the, let's say, the lower minus temperature. The problem then starts when your actual water starts freezing, then you cannot use it. So what we have done in South Africa, we have done tanks in one of our neighboring countries called Lesotho, and the temperatures can drop up to minus 21 degrees Celsius there.
Oh,
so
it did?
what the guys are doing, they do insulation around the tank with either styrofoam or any other kind of material. That they do insulation where they can not have the water freeze, but keep the temperature at least to a certain point where the water is usable.
Okay, so you just gave me another idea. We have a partnership with another company that makes hempcrete, H-E-M-P, crete. Okay, the bottom part they're using for, let's call it medicinal purposes, you know. but the top, the stalk, they didn't know what to do with. It's piling up for the farmers. They don't know what to do with it here in the Midwest. So this company is actually converting the stalks and making a cement material for building purposes. What they're doing is they're working with us now to do spray on our panel built houses that we have, the steel and foam cement houses that we have, to put better insulation around. We have good insulation, but this will give even greater insulation on the outside and create a finish coat that will harden. So you can make bricks, but you can actually spray it on as well. Perhaps we can use that material to spray the outside of the tank to insulate it further and have it harden around the tank. That was a very, very good idea. I'll go back and share that with James and see what he thinks about that. He'll be very happy because he wants us to use the hempcrete as an additional material. But I think insulation, better than styrofoam, let's say, again, and more environmentally friendly. This is something that the building departments or the water departments would accept easily in terms of use. So we wouldn't have any opposition from a permitting perspective. Very, very good thought. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, and what a massive honor for me here in South Africa to speak to you all the way from the States. I appreciate your time and I appreciate your effort. Our next VIP guest is Uncle Rob Potter from Rob Potter Irrigation. Uncle Rob, thanks a lot for joining us and accepting my invitation on such short notice. If you would just please give us a little bit of thoughts. I know you are quite new to our addition in our Aquadam family. So welcome, first of all, and please just give us some thoughts on how you have experienced our product and our company.
Thanks, Billy. I found your talk today very interesting. Thank you very much for that. And yes, we haven't done too many tanks yet, but we're getting there. And the ones we've done so far have gone very well, and our clients are very happy with the tanks so far. And everything's gone good. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. I can also add that just before I came into the studio today, Red, your assistant, actually WhatsApped me and told me that the customer is very happy with the two, the 141 and the 191 cube tank that we have quoted him on. So I believe that is a done deal, and everything should go smooth from here on out.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rob. And then I would just like to please, if possible, ask everybody to turn on their cameras and give me a thumbs up if this was valuable information for you guys, and you can actually use this going forward. I like the thumbs up. Mr. Galaxy A5 and Yanni, if you don't have cameras, just please unmute yourself and say it was quite educational for you. Okay, guys. Thanks a lot for joining us, and I would just like to please remind you guys, next week, same time, same place. You will all see Werner Noble on the picture. He's one of our sales consultants. He's actually currently down, he's stationed in Cape Town. He will be up in Pretoria next week for his webinar. He will be hosting the Rhino Tank, 3 p.m. Thursday. Remember the date, this is a weekly expo that we have. And if there's any suggestions from anybody in this room, please send it to me via email, willie@aquadam.co.za. If there's any topic you would like to discuss, if you would like to come to us and invite your clients, we have our studio set up here, and you would like to host a expo or a webinar professionally and have your clients involved, please pop me a mail and we can arrange it for you. Is there any other questions so far from anybody? That's it. And I would just like to lastly, Yanni, if this is the correct Yanni, Yanni is from Potchefstroom, he's an engineer there, also working with my wingman Rudy on a couple of massive projects. Yanni, if it's you, I cannot see you, but if it's you, thanks for joining. And then I would lastly say thanks a lot for everybody making their time. Rudy, is there anything from your side?
And no, thanks very much, Billy. Another great presentation, another great expo, and really enjoyed it. And Mr. Allen, I'm going to send some details through to you with regards to some of the things we're going to be involved with soon for some youth hostels and generating hot water for them at a very low energy rate. And I'll send you through some more information on that. I think you might find it very interesting. All right, so I hope to hear from you soon there. Thanks, Allen.
Guys, and then from me, your host, Willie, until next week, enjoy, keep well, and keep safe.
Cheers, everyone.
Thanks, goodbye.